I've already done this, and welcome Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus that is the square constellation, which is right next to I like to say Andromeda, which is DNA, Dro, Rom, Media Connect. Idea media, anything to do with media, middle, or any of this says half or medium of. Demos is the connection between the moons of Mars. We live in a system. Oh my God, Darwin dared to win the big red dog that flies and gives us red eye because we're in a system. Yes, it happened. It was created. It exploded thousands and hundreds and millions and billions of years ago. It was 4.5 billion creation of the sun. Perfect number. All the numbers, they tell you exactly what it is. Vibration and color. I just want to say one thing very short. Here's the stop sign of 8. This is 6 and 8 because we only connect 1, 2, 3 pipelines equaling to 6 in here, 3 pipelines equaling to 6 in here. It could be the reverse, in which we connect 4 pipelines in here. See the east-west, north-south? One is shown on the keyboard, or the ambulance, right? The ambulance, the other is shown on the telephone. One shows this way, the other shows this way. 8, 8, 6, or 6, 8, 6. That's the Monopoly money. 500, 100, 50, 20, 10, 5, and 1. 686, right? The other one is the numerological. See this over here? This side is 3. We want to get all the way to 4, which is in between. You see the 7 up right over here? We come all the way down and all the way back up. This is 3. This is 4. This is your crisscross connecting 7. This is 1. This is 6. This is your crisscross connecting 7. The only one that doesn't crisscross, that falls right over here in the funnel, is 2 and 5, and sprinkles out between 5 and 8. And if we were sprinkling out 5 and 8, this and this would be over on top of each other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a new numerological thing that I'm working on right now. Whether it works from the inside out or the outside in, the 0 is always connected and circled around 1. If it is circled around 1, it automatically takes 1 to the left, 1 to the right, completing the actual design of 1, 2, 3 is here, is the first one. If we go over here, or we go over here, this is your 1, 2, 3, but we take it on 3 levels. 1, 2, 3, and inside the circle. So the minute you leave the circle, this is 1, 2, 3, but we start over here, right? We're going to start over here. We're going to say this is nothing. This is 1, 2, and the first time we go anywhere, we're now at 3. Inside the circle, we have number 1 starting at 0, and then it's 0, 1, 1, 2, because we start from an area, but we're starting outside the area over here, and we're going all the way down and through this area. It's a little complicated to understand, or I'm not explaining it properly, because there's many ways to look, but just understand that if the arrow comes into here, and now we divide, this is coming from a different area, right? This is coming from a different area, from the outside. So now we have over here, from over here, area to the left one, to the center one, and over here, and the minute we get out to the next one, it's automatically begin at 4. The first 3 are in the cube, and the first one is in the next cube, number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We take a circle, we make it like this. Here's the center. This side is number 3, and this side is number 3. This side is number 1, 2, and 2, or 2 and 4 are inside. Surrounding this is 2 and 4. Outside is 1 and 5. Remember what we used to do? Hello, 1 and 5 calling, 2, 3, and 4. I got you on my mind. The next particle we're going to talk about is the same thing over here. If you take a look, see the L letter? Up 1, over 2, like the horse. This one goes all the way around. We have to make sure we are avoiding 5 right now, okay? What we're going to do here with this one is the 1 position, multiply it by 3. The 2 position, multiply it by 2. The 1 position, multiply it by 1. 6 equals 18. 6 equals 12. 6 equals 6. 5 times 3. 5 times 3 because it's 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, which is 5 areas. 5 times 3 is 15, and 15 is 1. 5, 9. 15 is 3. 5, 7. 15 is 4. 5, 6. 2, 5, 8 is all 15. It says floor. At the same time, it says fox, because the last one is the sixth area. Here's your sixth area, 666. What is also 666 is that we lose 6 hours every single year for 3 years in a row when we don't have the 366 days. And when we get the 366 days, we leap. Not only the first 6, not only the second 6, not only the third 6, but we pick up all 3 sixes into the 29th of February on the next year. In fact, this is a leap year right now. So did you follow me what I was saying? If we're in the 1 position, multiply that position by 3. If we're in the 10 position, multiply that one by 2. If we're in the 100 position, multiply that by 1. There's another way to look at it, because if we flip it this way, the 100 position now gets multiplied by 3. The second position now gets multiplied by 2. And the 1 position gets multiplied by 3. It's 3, 2, 3. And the 1,000 position is by 1, because the 1,000 is not multipliable. Because the 1,000 center that is shared is between the left and the right, what they do. And it's a sharing number that splits things in half, right? Because 1 times anything will be the same thing. 1 and 9, in fact, artificial intelligence, which creates 1 and 9, 10, is that 9 plus any number will always be the same number. 1 times any number will always be the same number. So number 1 multiplied on the cross on this angle will always stay the same. When you do this and put 9 on the cross of your birth, that will always be the same. Give me a number 7. Okay, 9 plus 7 is what? It's 16. 1 plus 6 equals 7. Very well. Now, the thing about 0 is 9 times 0 becomes 0. 9 plus 0 becomes the same number all the time. 0 times anything is nothing. And 0 plus any number remains the same number. So 7 plus 0 is 0. So that means 7 and 9, that is 16. 7 times 9 is 63. 6 plus 3 equals 9 again. Is there any other piece that I want to mention in here? We went through this in the last video. I mentioned in French, they go brand new is flambant neuf, and that's like saying fire. If you want to say fireman, you would say un pompier. But a pompier, the word pomme says apple. Pied means foot. Or when you calculate, you say, how many feet is it? Combien de pieds? How many feet is it? Right? Or to defeat is 4 feet. Because why is it 4 feet? Because if you have been defeated, you have been defeated by another. If you're calculating an average, that means you're not calculating anything to do with 1. Average means more than 1, and that is the calculated average. The next part that I'm definitely going to do in here is I'm going to finish this piece that I've started 10 times already, explaining so many things. I'm like all over the place because there's just so many things to tackle, and I have to make up the scenarios myself. And if I don't make up the right scenario, what good is it for you? I need a, hey, oh, you in the street, what do you want to know? Okay, I can do that for you. And you'll say, well, you're crazy because you haven't taken that walk before. Take the walk with me. I know nothing. All I know is I calculate a number and I find out where it goes. Is it Celsius? Is it Fahrenheit? Is it Kelvins? Because I now see the Kelvin, Fahrenheit, Celsius is now together. Is it lumens? Is it a vibration from the piano? Tell me number 22 and I'll say A. Because the 22nd letter is A on the piano. But the 22nd letter in the alphabet is V. It creates D because V is in D. In D. In D. There's so many things. I'm just going to bring up this one very slow. 7, 1, 4. 7, 1 and 9 is 10, which is 1, 4, 7, 1, 4. This is the base of all the numbers. Now you start with the levels. Each one of these levels, this is Trinity, Trinity, Trinity. The bottom level of Trinity, this one over here, will say 4 times 20. In the French language, they say 19 3 times. They say 18 3 times. They say 17 3 times, but they don't even say 17. They say 10 and 7, 10 and 8, 10 and 9, and we all know 10 has a 0 in it. 0 equals 6. 20, 0 equals 6. Am I going to start saying, oh, 20 could be dividable, and now it's 20 is now, instead of 6, it would be 10 and 3 and 10 and 3, alternate current in 20 because it's split between 2 sides, or do you add the 6? It all depends what you're working on. You do it both ways because you want to know everything. And that's how we find out. In science, we mash, we mix, and we throw out It didn't work. We throw it out, but we have the notes down and we don't do it again. We understand what happened from the binary facts. So we have 17, 18, 19. 7 times 3 is 51 Mars. 18 times 3 is 54 the sun. 19 by 3 equals 57 the moon. And spirit of 76, because the water flows in the moon, it gets real hot, the moon gets steamy. Ooh, it lights up once a month, it gets bright, and then it's full again, because it's expanding. Shavutim, teruah, Hebrew for blowing the shofar. The umbrella defects, formation, fornication, and the ants that come marching in. People would say, like, what are you talking about? But me, I find a scenario for the ants that come marching in. Ants have how many feet? Boom, boom, boom. Now we have a new scenario. Let me see what is in this book over here. 10 times 10 is 100. This automatically will be 16 times 16. And I don't even know that answer, so we'll go here. It's 256. Automatically half the memory, because 10 and 10 is 100. It's 212 Fahrenheit. 2 times 1, 2 plus 1 is 3 and 2 communication. The back door, 32. And 32 is the freezing point. So all of a sudden we got everything connected. And 32 is inside of 14. This 14 is the circumference of your dice numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 14 will be around. 7 will be up and down. Take away 32 3 times, you're back to your 100 here. Everything works out. 224, this is your moons of Mars. This is your connecting moons of Mars. And I'm quite sure it's integrated with Pluto, equals to your gateway. Your birth inside the sun. 363 inside creation, 1111. 9 and 2 Venus birth. 7 and 4 the passageway of 5. Why? Because 7447 is time of Jesus. They both connect together. Jesus Christ. Take away the S letter. Take away the I letter. Imagine this. Scratch. S, C, R. Forget about the A. T, C, H. There's 3 and 3 letters before, and they make a whole big amount of numbers. But we're not going to get in there. We're not going to get into Jesus. And we're not going to get into any of those numbers. I should just jump over all these things right now. There was one other piece that's really not too relevant. 5781, 123 times 47 in time equals 5781. We're going to add up 282 to this. Is 60, can you read it? 60, 63, 59, 63, 59, 63, 60, 63. Both of these is Saturn and Jupiter. Now we add 282 again. Why did we do this? Because inside our numbers over here, we ended up with a 0 twice. So I had to multiply that 0, right? The 0 is 47. 47 times 6 is 282. So I had to add 564. 564 the Federation, and we get, boom, 6345. Inside the sun is creation. So are we living inside the sun, outside the sun and the moon? And maybe Earth doesn't even exist out there other than a reflection of a mirror that's being pulled over our eyes. Red eye. Thank you for watching.